take me home.
Stay. Stay. I'm gonna go check the cistern. Oh, stay. Stay. Poseidon. Stay. It's another wonderful day on the homestead. Today, we're gonna go up to the spring and check on the, oh well, actually we're going to rerun the water. It's full of mud. So overnight we put the 1,550 gallons of water down on the garden, and we've been filling the cistern with the well, but right now we're gonna go fix the spring because the spring pipe is disconnected and the upper part of it is blocked. So we're gonna replace the upper pipe and then get this cistern filling with fresh, clean mountain spring water. We verified that months ago. You go back and watch the video on how we tested the water and whether or not it was safe. But we did have an issue with the stay, Poseidon. We did have an issue with the cistern here. The water was contaminated, so now it's empty, and I'm gonna shock the well. And when I shock the well, I'm going to then pump that water up into the cistern, and then that should shock the cistern. We'll probably shock the cistern too. Yeah, this was overflowing. There's still water in there. Still water in there. In previous videos, you can see that this spring was overflowing and then traveling down the gulch. That water is stopped flowing all the way down the gulch. There's still water in that cistern. So let's continue our way up to the mountain spring. Oh. You ready, Poseidon? There we go. My gloves. Oh, my gun. Where you going, Poseidon? Oh. We have to watch out for rattlesnakes. Where you going, Poseidon? You act like you know what you're doing. Whoa! Good thing I had the... Oh, I gotta find my bullets. Imagine that. Imagine if we had a wild animal. Wild animal coming after us, and I lost all the bullets. It's clean. Poseidon! Don't go down there. You'll end up finding a fucking rattlesnake. We still have water up here, which is a very, 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 very good thing. And it's still flowing. Poseidon, what are you doing? You see the water's running down through the gulch here. Let's get to work on this. And let's go get our tools. What are you doing, Poseidon? You're getting all muddy. Come on, let's go get tools, Poseidon. Oops. Need to bring the chainsaw up here. Cut these logs out of the way. When you're out here, you don't want to move too fast because a rattlesnake will let you know before you get there to stay out of the way, generally. Here we go. We got it. At least we got it undug. Oh. Get all this muck out of here. I dug around in this water hole here, so I'm going to while I'm stringing out this black pipe, I'm going to let that wash out and settle out. If not, sorry, don't drink the water, not now. Not after I discharged all that sediment. Poseidon, no! Rattlesnakes. Whoops. Tie this black poly in somewhere. right there. Right here. Oops, don't want to do that. And I didn't bring a mallet. Poseidon. One-inch coupler. Some hose clamps. Poseidon, don't drink the water. We tested the water. The water's good, but I just stirred up all that sediment. Get these hose clamps down. Oh, believe it or not, it's cooler in the gulch in here, but it's humid because of moisture. And the other side. What this will allow us to do is not have to run our batteries to our well pump to fill the cistern. Now I prefer not to take an investment, cash money investment of a solar system to power the well pump to irrigate the garden. We tested this water. This is good water. In a previous episode, you get the test results. We tested all this water. And that's that. Poseidon, come on, Mr. Muddy. Huh. Now I have to do something about the filter for this. If not, we'll end up with a bunch of slugs in the water. Snails. I'll find where the filter went. Right there. I'm not sure this will. Yeah, that won't go in there. Oh, it's kind of rubbery. Let's cut this. Do I have another picture? I have another 1-inch coupler. Yeah. Nope. Let's cut our black pipe. Cut our black pipe. Don't need all this. That. Okay, we'll put this in the trench we dug. Oops. Forgot my dead blow hammer. Something in there. Oh, that would have gone in there. We'll go in there. Go. There you go. Perfect. Wonderful. I think I want to put a T in here. Put a T in here so it doesn't create a vacuum. Because if it creates a vacuum, it will suck it dry. I'm gonna T. Go in there. Around here. got cut a piece of this. Put the filter on the end. Like that. And put this in there. Like that. Put this there. There we go. Now, what do I do? I need this piece. So now I'm working on the vent so that we don't end up with a water siphon. If you have a closed system, and just like when you're siphoning gasoline out of a gas tank, or you're siphoning water out of a tank or a bucket, if you don't have an air brake, we'll call it an air brake, but if you don't have an opening that's above what you're trying to do, then it will create a siphon, and it will suck with the altitude change, it will suck the water out of the pool at the base of the spring, and we'll constantly end up with the siphoning effect. So we're working on that now. Right now I got getting the pipe laid in the trench, making sure it's clear. So with the amount of time we had from the time we dug the old pipe out and then removed the debris that was in the spring pool, the water is now crystal clear. So now I'm taking that piece of flexible conduit and trying to force it down into that T fitting I have. It's a threaded T fitting. It's 2 barbs. It's a barb, and then the T is a thread, and I just so not have a fitting for that. We apologize for the we had a recording volume issue, and it didn't record these last few bits of film that we have. So now I got the screen over the end of the pipe to try to keep debris out, and then I mark it with a red knit glove. That way we can identify it fairly easy in the future. What we have is a spring that's coming out of the mountainside, and then it runs down into a pool, and that's where we pick up some of the water. You can see the flexible piece that I'm putting in the T now. So I got the black poly pipe, same type of pipe that you would use for a water well, continuous length. And then I have some fittings, and then on the tip there you can see it's not a filter, but it's like a screened fitting, so that if you had that connected to a small pump, it wouldn't suck up big debris like leaves or sticks, that type of stuff. There you go, you can see the glove. That's just stuff I have around. We're basically MacGyvering this. I don't have the exact fittings that I wanted, so I'm going to make it work. When we first moved to the property, August of 2023, I was up in this gulch up here where the spring was, and I came from down below straight up through the gulch, right through those trees that you can see there. And about midway up, you could hear the rattlesnake. I had Poseidon with me. I had to grab onto him because Poseidon thinks everything's a friend. And here I am, I'm putting the pipe down into the little trench I made, into the pool of water. And submerge this, pushing it down. And then to hold it down, I take a rock, puts it on top. I really couldn't believe it up in this area. It was almost like a wildlife safari with all the birds you could hear. And you look up in the trees and there's bird nests everywhere. And one thing I was surprised is the lack of deer tracks or bears, cougars. That's why I brought the gun, because I was concerned about cougars. We filmed them on the trail cams. Now I'm going to bury the pipe and the rock, dam up the pool again. There's still a pool there, but I cut a little trench in it to get that pipe in, and I'm putting it all back. The amount of water that we take off of this spring is minute compared to how much it flows. So this little dam area here, it overflows that. What happens is, in the drier months, you can see that the water's running down that gulch, but as it's running down that gulch, it slowly disappears underground. And then I could probably safely say, if you go down to the bottom of the access of our property, you can see the ground is wet over there, and there's one area that there's a pool, and I'll bet that this water is coming up down at the base down there. And this spring is about 200 feet. I think the last time I checked it, when we tested this water, we took some GPS coordinates, and in that video, we call out how much higher this spring is and how much higher the cistern is. You can see the pool of water. And there you can see how much is running into the pool of water. You can see that the water's trickling in there. This spring, if you think about it, the standard well water pump is 220 volt. So having this water source and with the water pressure above the home site on the property saves us a lot. You don't have to use a pump, and you don't have to purchase like a pressure tank and all that type of stuff in order to have water pressure. But with the spring, we don't have to pump the spring water up to that tank and then let it flow back down, or we don't have to use the well pump to create water pressure on the property. So if you have like a pressure tank, you know, you well pump, there's a bladder in the pressure tank, and that's got so many psi of air pressure in it. You have a gauge on there, and what you do is you pump water into the tank and fill that up, and then you put pressure on that bladder, and the bladder is what gives you the water pressure, and then the pump cycles when the water pressure drops below so many psi. With the spring and the cistern, we don't have to do that. So now we're cleaning up, taking everything out that I had brought in. So we successfully replaced the piping, put the screen back on the end of the pipe, and we're removing everything that we brought in. So everything that we brought in, we're taking back out. I was surprised after that, completing this, that I didn't find any ticks or anything like that afterwards. And we didn't run into any wildlife, no rattlesnakes or anything else. We didn't find any deer or bear scat. Going back down to complete picking everything up. You know, finalize everything, check everything one last time before I pull out. The reason why we didn't fix this sooner, I knew about this sooner. We were up here over the winter, but the amount of water flow that we had, and you can see that in a few episodes, the way the water is rushing across the ground, past the cistern, and down the gulch, and then out into the creek. The volume of water that was flowing, it would have been, we probably could have gotten it done, but it would have been a major, big mess. Stuff we didn't really have to deal with. So we waited for the flow to slow down a little bit. And then we went up and completed the repair. Historically, this spring area, or the area, was for, they had gold mining in the area, and you can find evidence of it while we're up there. They would divert and store water so that they could basically water blast to sift the gold out of the dirt. So we covered the cistern with a piece of sheet metal roofing. Oh, not the cistern. We covered the spring with a piece of sheet metal roofing. And the reason why I did that, that's the water pool is underneath there. The reason why I did that is for when fall comes and we have the dieback of the grasses. The leaves fall off the red alders. It's all red alder up there, and miscellaneous broadleaf trees. Trying to keep some of that out of the pool of water there, and trying to keep it off the screen that we put on the end of the pipe so it doesn't get clogged. At least prolong it. We can't prevent it, but we can prolong it. And one thing that you could do with this, but it's a little bit prohibitive with the altitude and the access, you could put the pipe down in a dugout, and then put different size stones, put large stone, and keep going to smaller and smaller stone until you come to the surface, and let that sift out the debris. This works more than adequate. I'm going to load everything back up into the Polaris Razor, 800 Razor. Get everything back down off the mountain. This little 800cc Razor quad, it's 4-wheel drive, is almost like a little type tank here. Wherever you point it, it will crawl right through and over. About a week ago, I did flip it over. I was going up to the cistern, and there was some debris in the middle of the road, and I was going to go around it, and I stopped. I was going around, I stopped, I said, well, I better back up. And just as I started to back up, it rolled over on its side. And what happens if you looked at the ground, the Razor actually slid sideways because of the embankment, and there was like a hole or a ditch, and the Razor slid into the ditch on its side and then flipped on its side real hard. Bruised my ribs. There's a 6-point harness in the Razor. You should be using it. I didn't have that on, so when the Razor flipped over, it didn't like it like rolled slowly, and then once it went past the center of gravity, it just slammed on its side. I'm tying everything onto the back of the Razor so I can take it back down to the mountain. You need a quad or a 4-wheel drive vehicle that can travel on paths out here. It's very convenient. You can do it all by hand, but it'd be a lot of work. So now, we traveled back down to the cistern. We're checking to see how well our repair for the spring water is. And at first I thought Tammy had turned on the well pump when I walked up to the cistern, and thought the water was squirting in from down below. And actually, that's the water coming out of this pipe that we put in from the spring. So it's as if you had turned your faucet on in your house, or your hose outside. There's a decent water pressure there. Pretty good. something that we should do in the future is see what the water flow is. We should test that. Above this cistern, just up in that other clearing, we go and we check that too. Here we're back. We're checking to see what the flow was. So this is over a quarter of about 5 hours. We went back down, had to do a few things, and now we're checking to see how full the cistern is after we smelling the water coming out of it's crystal clear water. But there, after 4 hours, we had 250 gallons of water in the bottom of the cistern. The cistern's got markings on it as the water goes up. So 24-hour day, 250 gallons every 4 hours. 24-hour day, what do you got? 6. 24, 6, 4 hours goes into 24 6 times. 6 times 250, so that's 1,000, 1,500. So throughout a day, we almost fill that cistern just from the spring, and that was out without using any of our stored energy or energy that we generated. Last fall, we would use a generator to supplement the cistern, filling it. So with the pipe fixed, we should do much better. Originally, because the pipe was partially plugged, we replaced that, and we just have free flow now.
Turkey! Down there.